This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey, my cat-loving friends. Did you ever see somebody's picture and just think, I want to get to know that person? And then you find out they're an author and you read their book and their cat Mittens is texting them and you fall in love with them and you stalk them and you invite them to be on your podcast. This is a common thing, right? This happens to everyone because this is what Rita and I did with Angie Bailey. You can't wait. Trust me. You want to talk to Angie and hear about Text with Mittens. We will be right back after this word from our amazing sponsor. Rita, I heard Kitty Poo Club is sponsoring our show. What is it?
Well, they have high-quality recyclable litter boxes that last for an entire month for one cat, and there's no mess and no odor either.
No mess, no odor, no box cleaning. How do I get it?
It's easy. Just choose the litter box you want and the number of boxes. And if you choose auto ship, you'll never have to worry about buying litter and hauling it around again. I can't tell you how much I hate hauling those heavy bags.
Me too. No hauling litter box, different types of litter, different size boxes. Ooh, this would be great for my parents. But wait a minute. How expensive is the shipping?
Well, the shipping's free. And if you use code 19cats at checkout, they'll ship your first order for 25% off. Isn't that awesome?
Oh my gosh. Honey, I'm sorry, but I can't keep chatting. I got to go place an order. Wait, what was the code again?
It was 19cats. That's 19CATS.
Thank you. Gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my ever-lovely, wonderful, gorgeous ride or die, Rita Reimers.
Hardly. I'm here with my Bella Kitty.
Yes.
I know, I paused a little bit there. I have 15 cats. It takes me a minute to bring up the right name. Okay?
Exactly.
I don't have a cat named Mittens, though. I had a Mitzi. That's pretty close.
And you had a Tuxie like Mittens. We got to get Angie in here and talk to Angie
do.
about Mittens because, I'm kind of low-key obsessed with her. Don't tell her I don't want her to get a restraining order or anything.
Yeah, no, well, you said that, actually. You said stalker in your intro, didn't you? And I was like, you better look out, Angie, because,
restraining order. Hi, Angie.
Hey, so good to be here. Oh, this is so fun.
It's so delightful to meet you. I love Text for Mittens.
Oh my gosh. And it's a whole family. I mean, Mittens is our star, of course, but we've got Drunk Patty and Grandma and that filthy hound Phil, and we've just got the whole gang. And it's like this running soap opera. Everyone is relatable. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's my cat. Oh yeah, Paws did that yesterday. Oh yeah, Warren used to do that. Oh yeah.
Now we have a number of cats, so pretty much one of our cats has done everything in the book.
Point. Yeah, totally.
So how did you decide to write this, Angie? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, my first book was called Whiskers List, the Kitty Classifieds. And so that came out 2 years before Mittens. And so that was a parody of Cats and Craigslist. So it was ads like if cats had their own version of Craigslist. So they were looking for dates. They were trying to sell their stuff. They were, they were ranting and raving, or I think we called it hisses and something. So it's all these ads. And then and I had the best photos that readers donated, and then we had the ad, and then we had cats that were chiming in, answering the ads and saying things and spamming, and it was so much fun to write. And so that came out, and then a couple of years later I was like, oh wow, I really like this cats doing people things. Ever since I was little, my family used to make up stories about what our cats did when we left.
I love that.
And so, and so I was thinking, gosh, I really like doing Whiskers List. Like, what else is relatable to people, technology-wise, And I was like, how about a texting cat? I knew there was a texting dog, and I had read some of their stuff, and I didn't want to do anything quite as vulgar as, they had, some words that I wouldn't have used. And I was like, I can be funny and also clean and and to be honest, a lot of my fan base are like middle school boys and men. Like, you won't believe the number of men that read it. You know, it's mostly women, but there's a big group of that. So yeah, there's some potty humor, and
yes.
If you're writing for boys, yeah, there's got to be potty humor.
I know, and I've got it kind of a little bit of an irreverent sense of humor, but I pull it back a little, and it's just, I think it's pretty PG-13. But yeah,
that's good.
Last time my grandsons were here, I said, James and Owen, we want to, we're talking about, making some videos for kids. What do you guys want to hear and see and he said, poop and farts. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, okay. And he said, Grandma, that's what boys my age are into. And I was like, all right, I got you, baby.
What was it that I sent Cameron when he was still a younger teenager? I sent him a book of cat poop or cat farts or something.
Cats pooping. A book of cats pooping.
Yeah.
It was, and he
loved
the greatest gift on earth.
He was young. He was a lot younger. He was like, what, 14, 15?
Honey, he just turned 18 and he would still like cats pooping.
I would like that. I think that's amazing.
There's your potty humor for you.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. Well, Rita, I think, is sick of me because I've got all these little posters.
Linda likes to read things to me, and I'm like, stop it! I want to read it myself.
I'm like, you gotta hear this one. Wait, you gotta hear that one. Wait, you gotta hear this one.
Which one are you going to read?
Let's see. You abandoned me. Mittens, it's just a dental cleaning. A dog just looked at me. I fear for my safety. You love Dr. Martin. I do not. She's shifty and I think she's trouble. See you in a few hours. How do you sleep at night?
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Oh, hi. Bella's decided she wants to be on camera.
Oh, hi, Bella.
Hi,
Don't
baby.
bite mama.
Hi,
Bella would like,
baby.
there's one where Mittens is complaining because she threw away the cereal box and she's like, you wouldn't fit in that anyway. And then later she gets a text and he's like, Mom, and she's like, you got stuck in the cereal box, didn't you? And he's all offended, like, don't rub it in. Then he's like, in PS, buy bigger cereal boxes. I just, it was just
I know. Well, they try to act like they're so cool and whatever. And then, as soon as you're not looking, they're falling off of, a stool.
Oh, I know.
They meant to do that, and squeezing into things. And, it's just, yeah.
I think my Dexter, he's got a sense of balance issue. And every now and then he'll fall off my desk. And I don't want to laugh at him, but I can't help it. And then he gets up like, I meant that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was checking out the floor before I jumped up on your desk. I was just, I'm all good.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No, they like to pretend like they're fancy and just, I don't know. Mittens kind of likes to think of himself as like the James Bond of cats, but he still, has trouble, covering up his poop and all these other things that, our cats all do. And
sure.
So it's funny. I think cats are like that. Yeah, they're funny and they want to be taken so seriously, but then they're so funny. That's my favorite thing about cats.
That's everything is so important. And, we see that because we work with behavior. Everything they do is based on survival.
That's right.
So they're serious. Like we said, cats don't play for fun like we do.
I'm getting tapped on the shoulder.
Are you? Hey, Mom.
This is Dexter and this is Bella, and they want convivial house
cat. Yes, it's an anti-anxiety flower remedy, and they come and bother her until she gives it to them.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
this is liquid gold. But anyway,
yeah, they are serious, but then they're ridiculous, and it's like, seriously, come on. But it's cats.
I love when they suddenly get the zoomies and they start going from room to room. They don't even know why they're doing it.
No,
exactly.
No, they don't. My Janet, she's a tortie, and so she's got the tortitudes. She'll after she gets the zoomies, she'll jump straight up in the air, flip all the way around, land, and then take off in the other direction.
Love that.
It's the funniest thing. I just love that.
And you named her Janet. I love that so much.
They can move in such extraordinary ways because they're so flexible.
Yeah. And then the inner ear. Names are one of my favorite parts about doing the camp, getting all these people named. We just had a couple the other day, fish taco. But we had one the other day. His name was Kevin. Thank you. Look, guys, we have come up with a lot more witty stuff, but this cat named Kevin just tickles my funny bone in a way I cannot explain to you. It's like, oh my God. Kevin.
Well, Linda, you need to write a Kevin book.
Janet, yes. Well, we were when we were coming up from the shelter, we want to name her like a person name, but one that kind of gives us a giggle a little bit. And so we thought, should it be Gail? Should we name her Gail? Or like Sharon? Right? Oh no, Janet, and then it's easier to say, damn it, Janet,
We say that all the time. I love you.
Linda's favorite cat name. I owned a cat sitting company for 17 years. Linda was our executive director, and B&E was her favorite cat name. Do you want to explain where that came from?
Yeah, tell me.
Well, I'm taking the information, and I thought he said beanie, like a beanie hat. And so I'm repeating it, and he's going, no, beanie. And I'm going, beanie, no, beanie. And, we were really a comedy act for a minute there. And then finally he said, okay, I came home from the store one day. I hit my garage door opener. I carry my groceries in, and this cat just walks in and stays, breaking and entering, B&D.
That is amazing.
That's so
I love
funny.
that.
That was the Queen Mother until I don't know why, Kevin, but yeah,
Kevin is awesome. Yes.
I'm looking at your website. You've got Text from Mittens, the reissue, the original book, right? Now you've got Text from Mittens, Friends and Family Edition. Tell us what the difference is between the two.
Well, the difference is the original Text from Mittens book came out in 2013, and it is exclusively text between Mittens and his mom, which is what I have a daily website too, and there's a brand new one every day. And so I usually keep it between Mittens and his mom because people tend to like that better. And so then 2 years later, I wanted to do something different. And by that time, I was doing the Mittens calendars with a different publisher. And so they were saying, well, let's do something kind of different as a follow-up book. And so I thought, well, what about Friends and Family? Because the readers had gotten so familiar with some of the outside characters, his best friend Stumpy, he's a ladies' man, he's a catnip dealer, he's always partying, and, drunk Patty's the neighbor, and then there's Grandma, and there's all these characters. And so Mittens has a very distinct relationships with all of these different characters. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we had just like text between those two, of all the different characters. And so that one came out in 2015, but the calendars that started in 2018, and I just signed for the 2025 calendar. So it's been every year since then. And that's always between Mittens and Mom only.
Yeah, I see you've got the desk calendar pre-order for 2024 right from your website, angie-bailey.com. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to send you guys some, so don't order any.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
And the Friends and Family book too. I've got extras. I'll just send them your way.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm really excited. I'll tell you, she does get a little racy. I had to find it. Mittens texts her and says, can I borrow that book on your nightstand? 50 Shades of Grey is a very adult book, Mitty. It's not about shades of cat fur? No. Oh, no. You're reading smut now. Ew. Can we backspace over this conversation?
That's hilarious.
It's funny because back then I was a little racier than it is now. It's interesting to see that, and that is, I forgot about that.
That's nothing. Please, there's full frontal nudity on almost every movie I watched out. That was nothing.
Seriously. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. But it was cute. And it sounds about right.
And Mom is this, she's kind of a serial online dater. And so there's always, every so often there's ones popped up where Mittens has like hijacked her online dating site and has, looked for people that maybe, somebody that, works in a fish factory, or somebody, that the shoes that the guy's wearing look especially smelly. So why don't you, date this guy and whatever. So there's always that.
That's funny. I love that.
She never has like a relationship. So it's always kind of funny back and forth with the dating.
A lot of people can relate to that. I know.
I know I can. I've been single for a long time. I'm looking for a veterinarian, cute veterinarian single who likes cats.
She's holding out. Yeah.
You can't have any because I already have 15.
Right.
And no dogs.
Yeah.
I love dogs, but bringing one in here with 15 cats, I don't think that's too smart.
No.
Although Linda, you have one. You have a chihuahua.
I do. I have a chihuahua.
Does she count as a dog?
Just not really. No, she has species dysmorphia. I say she's lived with cats for so long, and she's a chihuahua, so a lot of them are bigger than she is. One day, I think it was last summer, I look up and she's standing in the litter box. She had no idea why she was there, But she's kind of like, my friends stand here, so I'm going to stand here. And then it was about a month later, my daughter lets out a shriek from upstairs and says, Sadie pooped in the litter box. And we're like, oh my gosh, this would be great in the winter if we could just keep her. But then she didn't. But yeah, she has no idea. Like, she's just very confused. So
who am I? I don't know.
Exactly.
You have cats now. Tell us about the cats that live with you now.
Well, Phoebe is she'll be 20 next year. She's 19.
Wow.
Wonderful. She's a tiny calico tabby mix. And she's like, I don't know, a little over 6 pounds. She's just a little
tiny.
Thing. Yeah. And as she's aged, she's gotten a little more frail, and it's harder for her to move around a little more. But she's very loud. She pees super loud. Like, we can hear her pee from across the condo. It's like she's got a power bladder. It is insane. And then she meows loud. She purrs. So everything she does is so big, and she's so tiny. Yeah, and she loves affection. Like, especially when my husband works from home, she's just the most affectionate. She just wants to be in your lap all the time. If you could carry on a baby Bjorn, she would be so happy. So and then Janet is 5, and she's a tortie, and we got her after I had my soul cat Cosmo was a tuxie, and he's who I sort of loosely based Mittens on, and he had mouth cancer. And so thank you. He was 14. I think he had a pretty long life, but it was rough when he
cancer in cats, it's way too prevalent. I've been through it. That's awful.
Yeah. So after grieving Cosmo and moving on a little bit, we adopted Janet. And it's funny, and even cat behaviors, I don't know, like, I just have my own ideas of how I think things are, but maybe you could tell me. I found that if I've ever had 2 females, they're just kind of bitchy at each other.
Yeah, like, that's pretty common.
Always been very more affectionate, and they're kind of Switzerland. They'll like be friends with everybody. Is that pretty typical?
The guys have a bigger territory. They have subservient males. They're out doing this.
Many females.
The chicks, poor little things, have not made it out of the 40s. They're stuck home in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, nursing the baby.
That's true.
They will occasionally nurse each other's babies and have that relationship, but that's those that are already in their clodder, right? That's not you bringing somebody in. And they're very close, which honestly, this is probably terrible, but I just think of high school days, and I'm sorry, but girls be like that.
It's true.
Things sitting at the table. Yes.
That's why they say girls are catty, Linda.
Hey. There we go.
The light bulb just went on.
Exactly. Yes. A guy can come in and find a spare seat at the lunchroom table and plop his crap down, and pretty soon they bros.
Yeah.
A girl, what are you doing here? Invitation only.
Although the girls can get along. It takes some work and some doing, but I have 9 girls and 6 boys, and most of my girls, it's weird. Sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I'm like, oh, it's the girls' party. Girl. It's just a little harder.
Now they accept each other into that. But yeah.
Janet she's very territorial over me. So she likes to chase Phoebe away. And, Phoebe's getting old and I feel bad for her. But she kind of does, sometimes Janet will walk by and Phoebe will just go, just a little. I'm like, okay, that's how she gets back at Janet.
Just to let me know I don't like you today, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Yes.
Speaking of girl cats, we have to take a quick break for our sponsor, but when I come back, I want to talk about what else you're writing, Angie.
How many of you have pets? My hand's raised. Now think about how lucky you are to have such a sweet little pet in your life, and that pet is lucky to have you too. But unfortunately, there are countless pets out there that don't have a home to call their own. However, Bob's from Skechers is trying to change that. So we developed Bob's for dogs and cats to help pets in need. With every purchase of adorable Bob's footwear or fun, stylish apparel, or even the cutest Bob's pet accessories, Skechers makes a donation to Petco Love to help save shelter pets. And with your help, we've already saved the lives of over 1 million pets and raised over $7 million. So while you're getting style and comfort with features like Skechers' famous memory foam cushioning, you're also helping to save an adorable pet in need and helping another lucky owner be connected with a future best friend and companion. Because happiness is having a loving pet by your side. Find Bob's at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, select Petco locations, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting, my BFF Linda Hall, and the awesome, or should I say possum, Angie Bailey. Letters from Mittens, but you are writing some other things. Tell us what you're up to these days.
I can only mention there's a book coming out. My co-author, Susie Schubert, and I wrote a book called Little House Life Hacks, and that comes out in August. And it's just it's a funny / useful book that we borrow knowledge from Little House on the Prairie and put a modern twist on it. And so, yeah, so there was more coming from that. We should be doing the big announcement probably, I don't know, in the next week or two. So this might come out.
Yeah, because I think it'll be probably 4 weeks before this one comes out. I'm counting ahead of us.
It'll be out by then.
So it's out by the time you're listening.
So it's out.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. Yeah.
It's so great. It's doing well. We're very happy with it.
Yeah. So it's it was a really, really fun book to write, but it was my first time working with another author because I'm kind of a solo person, when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like brainstorming with other people. When it comes to writing, people just have different styles and different habits. And so kind of, it took a little while, but, we're still very good friends. And
if your friendship survived that, it's
exactly. Rita and I do that. We're working on a behavior book, and she'll work on stuff, and then she'll leave it in Dropbox so I can go grab it.
Well, even our Catster articles.
And ads, and even our Catster
we edit
articles.
each other, and again, Linda adds some effervescence to it.
Yeah. Or I'll be like, I really got a spark for this, and then you get to the end, and you're like, I can't bring this together, so I'll send it to her and just say, hey, finish this.
Yeah, I realize it's rare that two people can write together like that. We're very lucky.
We pass back and forth too. We don't. I think it's hard to sit down and try to write at the same time.
You really.
And then you have a thought, and it's this way we can do it. But
I used to tell Linda before when I was writing the Catster by myself, I need to write. I'm on deadline. I'm not in the mood. It's not there. And she didn't understand that until she started writing our blog and writing with Catster with me.
Yes, if it's not there, I said I finally understand what writers talk about when they're like, no, I just don't have it.
Writer's block.
You just obviously you can just sit down and write it, right? No, I got to be in the mind frame, and I got to be otherwise.
Does that happen to you, Angie? Do you ever get writer's block?
And I wrote for Catster from 2011 up until this year. Like mostly online at first, and it was all just weird, silly stuff. They just let me write whatever. But Mittens started out on Catster as a column.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mittens got to start with Catster
in February 2013, and then I created his own site in that October. So he's a Catster baby.
That's nice. Amazing. I didn't know.
We love it. Yes,
Catster has so many wonderful authors.
Oh, no kidding. Yes, I love. There is so much just crud going on in this world right now, and we're bombarded with it. I was having a discussion the other day about the difference between when I was a child. Suddenly I sound old, but 6:00 was for the local news, 6:30 was and the whole world had to get into that 30 minutes. And
my mom's still like that.
But now we're just bombarded with, I can tell you every murder that's happened in the state of Tennessee for the last, so having something like this that we can stop and pick up. And I've actually used your books between sessions sometimes, because sometimes we get a really rough session where we hear about how this cat had this horrible start, and the client is crying and she thinks she's going to have to rehome. And I have 15 minutes till the next one. And I swear to you, I have gone over, I kept this on my nightstand and just picked it up. Just going to read 1 or 2 texts.
Put yourself back in a good mood for the next.
Yes. Break
client.
it. Get a laugh. Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. You just gotta, and I have as much fun writing it as I do, as people that do reading it. It's really, really fun for me. And I do get writer's block sometimes to answer your question. I know, when I'm in the zone, I could sit down for a couple of hours and just bang out really good stuff.
Yes, exactly.
But then if I'm fighting it, I might as well just stop, because nothing's going to get.
Yeah.
You can't force it
today.
No. And especially with the humor stuff, you got to force yourself to be funny when you're not feeling
in a good mood.
Yeah.
It's not so easy.
There's certain ones that I just think, where did she get this stuff? Okay. Mittens texts her and says, "Are you alone in the house?" Mittens, stop it. Mittens, who? I see it's your phone. The text is coming from inside the litter box.
That's a good one. I love
Are you
that.
poop texting again? Gross. The response is, "This is not the poop of Mittens."
I forget about these. It's been so long since
You need to read your book, Angie. It's very funny. You should really take a moment and read your book.
I love that you're taking a real situation like Cat in the Litter Box and making it funny.
Yeah. We're all buried in litter boxes and poop every day, so it's might as well make a joke out of it.
12 and 15 cats and a dog. I'm pretty much stepping in puke or pee almost all the time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, I can't. How many litter boxes? I mean, that's a lot of litter boxes.
I got 12. Thank you.
Yeah.
A couple of mine cracked, so now I'm down to, oh my God, I'm down to 12 also, Linda. But I just got 4 new ones in.
Oh, okay. So
the ones upstairs really don't count anymore because they don't use them.
They're not using them. They want to be where you are.
Downstairs there's 10, so I guess you'd say really 10.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I'm 62 this year, and squatting down to scoop litter, not fun. I can get down. I can't always get up.
I'm going to stay down here for a little while.
And she calls me. I have a house key, but I'm in Ohio and she's in South Carolina, but I'll get there eventually. Just stay. Wait.
Stay there.
I'll be there soon.
My parents are 5 minutes away, but they're in no better shape than I'm in. My dad's 82 and my mom is 70. I don't remember.
She's getting up there. Yeah.
76, I think.
Yeah. Good
enough. I don't know.
It's like, seriously, you have to work on your squats so that you can, practice bending down and doing all those things.
Oh, honey, my days of exercise are long gone with my days of Richard Simmons.
Oh, I suppose, yes. A whole lifetime plus.
Exactly.
If I never do another aerobics class or another squat or sit up in my life, that's okay.
Oh I sweat with the oldies best. And I think them because sometimes, like, I try to do like 20 minutes of something aerobic a few times a week. And so I'll just be watching, my reality shows or something, and I'll just be doing like random aerobics. I'm like,
yeah, I think that's more fun.
Once you get the Richard Simmons basic steps, you can kind of do this to your own music, and then the songs become ingrained with the steps. So then you're in the middle. I
still remember. When I hear True Colors, I'm in the 80s Party Off the Pounds video.
I am in Broadway sweat, and my daughter still complains, and this was 20 years ago, when I would practice Shall We Dance, it was Shall We Dance, and then you stomp, boom, 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 and they still talk about bam, bam, bam. You had to practice. Oh, you dance, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, those days are over
for them. That song is ruined.
Sorry, Richard.
Mittens needs to get into some exercise.
Oh, just like my peanut butter does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
It would be funny to have a storyline with him doing, some sort of something similar to Richard Simmons, but in the cat world.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've been adding these other characters now.
Sweating to the kitties, sweating for the kitties, sweating of the kitties. I don't know.
Yes, there's a character named Three-Legged Stanley, who's this cat that he owns a junk shop behind Walgreens. And so sometimes Min's best friend Stumpy will go through there and, pick up like an extra poker chip or, an empty toilet paper roll or something, just whatever. And so people are loving the Three-Legged Stanley character because he's just this like Fred Sanford, of the cat world. Yes. And so I was like, I don't want to think of it, but like, because Mittens is always, struggling with his weight a little bit, and so that would be funny if his friend Stumpy had a new buddy and maybe he was getting all svelte and Mittens got jealous and just started
start his own fitness craze.
He wants to
invite peanut butter to join him.
Yes. Yeah. I think most people know the joke. His name was Peanut because he was little, and I renamed him Peanut Butter because he spread. Angie added something to that. She said, chunky peanut butter. Yes. Yes.
Chunky peanut butter.
That sense of humor. I love it.
Exactly.
So I want to ask, you're married, right, Angie?
Yes.
Did your husband like cats when you first got together?
Yes, he
did.
Yeah, we've been together for almost 7 years and married for almost 4. So when I had my divorce, I was very clear on the online dating sites. I searched for men who like cats.
Yeah, I would have done the
Good
same.
job.
I filtered it because I'm like, you can filter music and everything else. And there are, are you a cat or a dog person? And some people are both, but the guys that, pick cat, I'm like, good for you. And so, so Chris, he's originally from New Zealand. So he's been here since 2000.
Oh, he's got a cool accent, right?
That's what I was saying. You know me in accents. I'm like,
me too.
Talk. Yeah.
The accent, yeah. And so, but yeah, he loved kitties. And actually, Phoebe was the one that like attached. I've got so many pictures of when we first started dating, and she's in his lap, just like rubbing up against him and snuggling.
She's trying to take your man.
Love it.
Yeah, she is. That's his girl, and he's only known her the last 7 years of her almost 20-year-old life, and she
needed a daddy.
I know, but he grew up with cats. He grew up with cats.
Okay.
They live in a farm area, so they always had lots of cats and lamb.
There's a lot more guys today that like cats and have cats and are admitting it than there used to be.
I know. I just said there's something to be said from, I think, men who like cats. I mean, you tend to, in my experience, they're more in touch with their feelings. They're, a little more laid back. I'm not an especially athletic person, so I don't really.
That's true too.
It seems like people that have dogs or dog people tend to be,
I've heard that
they have to be outside, so they'll take their dogs hiking or whatever. And I'm like, who just wants to sit in my lap while I watch Real Housewives?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
People who are people watchers tend to have cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true too. Well, I think dog people tend to like that clear line of authority and sit, stay,
That's true too.
Sit, stay. Yeah. Good luck with that. And nobody's sitting or staying, but unless they want to. But, I think there's an understanding and a give and take as opposed to I'm the boss, and
Yes.
I just think it's a personality bent. Nothing wrong either way, and I like to work for my love, right? When a cat loves you, you have done it. You have hit jackpot. You hit pay dirt.
Yeah. They don't love blind.
Judged worthy.
You have to earn it.
You've earned that. Yes. Totally. No.
Yeah.
Whereas a dog is just like, love me.
Yes. Will you scratch my belly? Okay, thanks.
I grew up with a dog, and my parents have 5 right now. They used to have 8. Yes, that's frightening.
The only people I don't really trust are people that say they don't like animals at all.
No, there's something wrong with them. No, get away from them.
Just don't like anything. That's I don't know. It kind of gives me the creeps.
One of my friends she's moved to another state since, but I won't mention her name in case she's listening, although I know she's not.
Good idea.
When I moved from my apartment into this house, right? Of course, I moved some of my furniture first, and my cats were still at the apartment. And she came over to see the house and everything quite a few times, have dinner with me. Once I brought the cats in, never again.
Really?
Yeah.
She just didn't like cats in general?
She doesn't like any animals.
Oh.
Her husband had a dog, and she made the dog live outside. So, yeah.
Like, what happens to you that I mean, that has to come somewhere, you would think.
Exactly. Yes. And I just don't think they gave him a chance. So when I married my husband 19 years ago, and after a couple of years, I said, I'd like a cat. My stepdaughter and I were volunteering at a rescue center, and he said, no, I hate cats.
Yeah.
He loves them now.
He grew up on a farm, and his idea was a feral barn cat. They don't give you anything back, and he liked the dog, Well, then we kept talking about this cat at the shelter, who is still living here with me. And finally he said, just one cat. And I said, they do better in pair. 2, just 2. In here we are 12 cats later. So, it's once he figured out, and he's always,
and they sleep on him. And which one is it that shows him as their human?
Baka behind me, large Marge back there that also needs to get on Mitty's program. Tell Mitty we're getting signups for his.
Yeah, definitely.
She totally chose my husband, and if he's out working on the computer, she's in his lap. At night, I got up this morning, and they're just snuggled together like they're in love.
That. There's nothing sexier than a man snuggled with a cat, right?
It's true.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
I sent Rita a video a couple of days ago. I'm going to get in trouble for telling on him. He woke up and he said, I got to get up. And Baka kind of snuggled into him, and he went, okay, 5 more minutes. And laid back down. I was like,
That's hilarious. We
Mr.
even got
No
him to
Cats.
wear cat swim trunks, Linda.
Yes, we did.
Oh my gosh, that's
They're
the best.
They are the best. They are. We found them together somewhere in another state, I think. I think we were off on one of our gallivanting expeditions.
It was probably when we were in Virginia, I think.
It could be.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Maybe
I
LA.
don't know.
We don't go
We
anywhere
find them,
now.
we pick them up. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, we're grounded now. So I know we're running out of time. I have to mention that we just found out, and you just found out, that it's Mittens' 10th anniversary.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
10th anniversary. In honor of the 10th anniversary, you guys have to go out and get this book.
Oh, definitely.
Well, what's the date as we're taping this? Because it will be past the anniversary
Yes,
by then.
March
March
30th.
30th.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
It was in February is when it started. So sometime this year, maybe this summer.
It's the perfect
the 10th
book for
year.
stopping for a second and reading a little and not being afraid. You know, I told Rita, I took it with me to the doctor's office the other day because I had to wait for a test. You know how that goes. And you don't want to be in the middle of a really juicy chapter and be like, wait, no, I can't have my test now. I have to find out what happens with Joe and Bob.
Or when you're reading a
you know?
magazine there and you've got to leave it and never find out what happened.
Yes, I hate that. I always want to steal them, but my mother's too ingrained in my head. So this is literally just, you know, a text here, a text there, pull it out of your purse, give yourself a little pick-me-up, laugh. The world is too serious and too screwed up right now.
That is
Join
true.
Mittens' world. I want to live in Mittens' world with drunk Patty and Stumpy and that filthy hound.
I know. Yes, definitely. Well, you're invited.
Thank you.
Well,
I
your
really
books-
appreciate that.
Your books are the perfect cure for people who are too stuck in the news, right?
Hey,
Shut off the TV, pick up a book, pick up something humorous.
Yeah.
Angie-Bailey.com. It is not HTTPS, so if you try that first, take the S out.
GTP.
Because I did that and I'm like, where is it? I don't see it. And I figured it out.
You can
lost
just Google
it.
Angie Bailey, and I think it comes up pretty.
Just, yeah, probably if you just hit Angie-Bailey.com and just, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I'm excited to get a couple more of your books, especially the new one that will be out by the time this airs.
For sure. Definitely. I'll send you that too. Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you so much for joining us. And if you want to come back, if you have a new project or something
Please.
you just want to talk about Mittens some more, you're always welcome back.
We're always ready.
Much. You two are just so lovely. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. And just cat loving chicks sitting around chatting about cat love. What can I, what else is there in life?
Yeah, we're very blessed that this is what we do.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Yes.
And we get to meet awesome people like Angie.
Well, likewise.
And of course, I have to thank Linda for always being my ride or die BFF, co-host, you name it.
You're
She's
stuck with
it.
me.
I'm stuck with her. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mark Winter, who does such an awesome job editing the audio version. The video version goes up live.
It is what it
what
is.
you get.
That's right. That's right.
I don't think we said anything too inappropriate.
Nah, we're okay. If we did, I think there was one time one of our guests swore and he had to edit it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was one of the big
I think
words.
it was Margaret Cho, wasn't it? Seems like
I
she
don't
would
remember.
be one.
Really.
You had Margaret Cho on?
Yeah.
so
We've been
cool.
lucky. Margaret Cho, Maya Bialik is our other biggie.
Nice.
Oh, we just had Howard Baskin.
Ooh,
Carol.
cool.
That bleep, Carol Baskin.
I did see that on your site. It's like
Yeah.
a two-parter or something. I need to go back and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a two-parter, but
So
I
cool.
put the video up on our YouTube. That's more
Nice.
interesting.
Yeah, I gotta go.
That was, that was fun.
If it wasn't for Mark, we wouldn't get to meet all these awesome
That's
people.
for sure.
So thank you for the spot on Pet Life Radio. We're forever grateful. And just remember, every day is Catter Day. We'll see you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.